concern ourselves with money, as it is the driving force behind what we can do with our time. And while this piece of paper may affect most of us, it is destroying one generation before they even had the chance to work for it. Everyone, I'm Mr. Econ, and today we're going over why Gen Z's financial future failed them before they even started. Make sure you like and subscribe, and leave your comments down below for more videos like this. Now, I want to start off by saying that this video isn't meant to pity a generation of people, but rather to inform other generations of the perspective of Gen Z. For most of Gen Z, they were born into a time during the War on Terror. While the war itself does not affect them, some of the economic consequences as a result of this do. Example, in order to pay for the start of a new war in the Middle East and new government programs, every year since 2001, the US has run a budget deficit that is now so expensive that we can barely keep up the interest payments on this debt.
Nearly $33 trillion. That's what the U.S. national debt was as of early September 2023. At the end of July 2023, when the debt was about $300 billion less, roughly $7 trillion of that was intragovernmental debt holdings, meaning the government owes itself that money. The majority of the debt, about $25.7 trillion, was held by the public.
At some point, all of this buying and spending will lead to an unstable environment that could possibly collapse the entire economy. Wait a second. I think I've seen this before.
Down 1.7% here, a loss of 37 points or so. Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally across these markets. Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate. We're red everywhere, essentially, down by 5%.
We're down over 16%. Dow at the same time has fallen about 18%.
The stock market is now down 21%.
Because we're now down 43%.
What in the world is happening on Wall Street?
Two-year no yields went from 190 to 166 in the blink of an eye.
On the NASDAQ, everything and more has been completely wiped out.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
Ah, yes, the great financial crisis of 2008. There are already too many videos that go over this, so to summarize, the American people got decimated, absolutely destroyed.
Sheila Bair is chairman of the FDIC.
How many banks failed last year?
25.
How many do you expect to fail this year?
It's going up. There have been 16 already now, and so our loss projections are going up. We're having to increase premiums on banks to address the loss projections going forward. It's a very distressed environment right now.
I wonder if you have a number in mind of how much the FDIC is prepared to pay for bank failures in 2009.
Well, we make a 5-year projection that for the next 5 years we project that we'll lose $65 billion on bank closings.
$65 billion?
$65 billion.
With millions losing their jobs and homes, Gen Z had to see their parents and the world struggle to get back on their feet. And even then, some people still haven't recovered. The good news for Gen Z is that since they were unable to work for the most part due to their age, they could try to have a normal childhood while the world was recovering. And as someone in Gen Z, I did not have to see the hardships that my parents went through in order to get back on their feet. One could say that playing outside saved me from the painful realization of our economy. So as I grew up, things got better, and I was excited to graduate with the rest of my class. Wait a second. I feel like I'm missing something.
Heightened states of emergency across the nation as the number of coronavirus cases soars above 3,000. Tonight, elected officials taking unprecedented measures to keep people safe. Illinois and Ohio closing all bars and restaurants beginning tonight. California shutting down bars and wineries and asking those 65 and older to self-isolate.
We recognize around the rest of the world that we need to meet this moment head on.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio closing all New York City public schools, affecting more than 1 million students starting tomorrow.
There is a real possibility that by closing our schools now, we may not have the opportunity to reopen them in this full school year.
Yeah, so anyway, while I was finishing my junior year of high school, this thing, I will refer to it as the cough, which resulted in my last 1.25 years at high school to go from normal to people thinking that the world was going to end.
Panic buying, or at least stocking up, had stores like Costco and Walmart running out of toilet paper late last week. And as of this morning, this Walmart seemed to be out of it. But you don't have to go far to find toilet paper.
All these other ladies and gentlemen were running for toilet paper, and then it made us run. And then the staff member said, "It's okay, ladies. There's lots of toilet paper. There's plenty for everyone."
And for me, it wasn't that bad. However, many people had it so much worse. But that won't stop me from telling my kids that back in my day, I survived the cough. Now, as I get ready to complete college, it seems like many of the hiring sprees that we saw during 2020 and 2021 have slowed down, if not stopped for some companies.
The tech sector shed more than 386,000 jobs in 2022 and the first half of 2023.
80% of Twitter either left or quit or was pushed out, laid off, whatever you want to call it, and yet the website still runs.
So as doom and gloom as it sounds for a generation that is slowly entering the workforce, the fact still stands that in today's society, we can do whatever we want, be anyone we want, and achieve anything we set our minds to, no matter how ridiculous some of the things that my generation does. My generation doesn't seem as limited as some of the past generations. So whatever you do, don't take it for granted.